This is the final points race of the Reject Truck Super Series season. Jackie Gardner leads, just a few points over his teammate Jochen Marco in the 11. Del Vecchio and Foley both needed to sweep the bonus points and win the race coming in to this race in order to actually win the championship. Slight problem there, Jackie Gardner won the pole. Good job, guys. Gardner in the number 4, pulling a Harry Houdini disappearing act already, it looks like, and he's pulling away from the field. Quinton Voss on the 40, terrible start. Here's his teammate Jochen Marco, second in the championship, and Marco doing his championship hopes of, a lot of good by qualifying midfield, especially when, Gardner won the pole. Here is Yaropolk Petrovic, who's running in second right now in the 54 truck that's really been running nowhere, really. If it wasn't for the paint job, I wouldn't be surprised if some people that have actually bothered to watch every race would have known he's in the field, and there he goes into the outside wall off 4. Good job, Yaropolk Petrovic. Hopefully, he'll regain some of his practice form, which was actually mildly impressive. So, have to see if Petrovic can make his way back to the front, as here comes Steve White in the 25, who's on a little bit of a hot streak lately. He's closing out the season very strongly in the 25 truck. Steven Generic into the pits in the 14 truck. Ignition problems will eliminate that truck, and it's horrible paint job early on. Thankfully, our retinas are saved. Whew. Here is Sandro Sessler in the 18, trying to take 4th away from White. White is doing his best to prevent Sessler from doing that in that 25 truck. Clement Graham Mason in the 84, running further back with David Bloom and Julius Svangere. Nothing good can happen when you're around David Bloom, especially because his lines are, well, let's put it this way, erratic. Yeah, that's a good word. Yaropolk Petrovic is, can't hate pronouncing his name, is going further back to the field. Oh, he's hitting the wall again. Good job. Here comes Ernesto Raya and Terry Stein in those 2 trucks. Look exactly the same. Trucks 9 and 10. Del Vecchio on the inside in that green 22. Petrovic decided he really likes it up there in the marbles, and he really likes the taste of concrete, so he's going to eat the wall again. There's Sasha Hawk in that 68 truck going by. Hawk needs points to be relevant, really. Speaking of relevance, oh, David Bloom's being lapped already. You gotta be kidding me. We're not even like a quarter of the way through this race. No, actually, run lap 22. I'm surprised David Bloom has lasted this long before being lapped. Well, anyways, 44 truck is hopelessly off the pace. David Bloom and his monkeys that have put that truck together. Oh, Grand Mason into the pits in the 84. That looks scheduled, actually. I don't know what kind of strategy they're running. Hey, look, there's something we haven't seen before. Yaropolk Petrovic hitting the wall. And that's not a replay. He really is hitting the wall that many times. As Julius Svangere is trying to sneak his way up through the field. Grand Mason leaving the pits in the 84. Oh, look out. Almost a Kevin LePage maneuver right there, but he goes on the inside in the 84. Oh, there goes the 28 around the outside. He's getting in the way. Oh, I'm surprised they didn't wreck. I'm very surprised he didn't just wad up half the field. Now, Jackie Gardner's rightfully so being very careful behind this 44 truck of David Bloom. You don't know where David Bloom's going to go whenever you come near him. Oh, there he goes. He's up, and he's in the wall. Anyways, there's Vidger Garnerson, one of the more experienced guys out there in this 5 truck. There's his teammate in the 25. Right? Oh, he's slowing. Oh, Arneson's he's in big trouble as he pulls to the inside. There goes the 40 of Voss. Oh, wow. Nearly a giant wreck there, but there's a definite problem in that 5 truck. It's pretty disheartening for Arneson, but looks like he got everything back together because he's brought that thing back on the racetrack. So looks like that must have just been a cut tire or something, as Jackie Gardner is lapping trucks. He's lapping some of the back markers. He's closing in on Soap Stever. And that's Giovanni Rhoda in the 28 trying to sneak up on him. There's Sasha Hawk running in 10th. He's being beaten by David Bloom in points so far. Yeah, I would be looking at myself in a mirror if David Bloom was ahead of me in the championship. Though to be fair, Bloom did get a couple really lucky results early in the season. Here is the leader again. Haven't seen enough of him. That bright red truck is Giovanni Rhoda, slowly reeling him in. And here is the 18 truck of Sandro Sessler. Gone by Soap Stever in the red and blue number 3. Sessler having a pretty good run here in this 18 truck. Trying to close in on Rhoda for second. Anyways, here's Lance Brown in the 41. We haven't really talked much about him at all, really, this season. He's about to be lapped. He's about all I can say about that. Delvecchio about to be lapped in the 22, so Gardner really setting a pretty good pace here. Here is the 42 truck of JP Kincanpa, one of the Henry Fords. This blue truck, number 42, having a well, typical day. As Rhoda is closing in, I almost thought Rhoda went by because that truck and Sasha Hawks look kind of similar, even though maybe it's just the fact that I'm not really paying attention, as Gardner is trying to Vettel away from the field. Lap traffic has sort of been his bugbear at the moment. Manny Geinhardt Jr. in the 17 truck having a solid afternoon as he's trying to close in. I do believe that's Ernesto Raya in the 10 truck. He's not really having much luck at that. And here we are back with the leader, trying to get by more backmark. Oh, it's the 42 truck of Kincanpa, who is one of the worst backmarkers I've seen in quite some time, as it's actually bringing 28 truck of Rhoda closer, as Arneson is really just kind of being a block for Rhoda. He's blocking the 18 truck of Sandra Sessler, so I think Rhoda's rather liking having that 5 truck back there, especially because Arneson appears to be somewhat of a brick wall and unable to pass him. Here's Soap Stever. Not quite sure why we're looking at him, other than the fact that this is a one of the nicer looking trucks in the field. I think that must... Oh, wait, nope, he's blowing up. Soap Stever's blowing it up. Oh, out he goes. And the 3 truck out of the event. 90 laps of 150. Oh, the leader just wrecked! Oh, no, use the brakes, and second and third have been swept up in it. Soap Stever must have been dropping oil all over the track, and the leaders all just piled into turn 1. Here's Delvecchio, must hit oil on the track. There goes Kincanpa. Rhoda slides in. He doesn't have any brakes because there's oil on the track, and everyone just sort of piles into the wall. Gardner goes out of the race, believe it or not. The 4 truck, the championship leader, who has actually made the first half of this race boring as batshit, is out of the race. David Bloom is 4 laps down. Sandra Sessler in the 18. And we have a wave off. They didn't like that start. Can't see why. Nope, can't totally see why. Especially when they're 3 wide, when it's not supposed to be a 3 wide start. Anyways, some trucks got a little bit lucky there and are able to get their laps back, it looks like. And... what? Really? Why is the 18 pulling off into the pit lane? Wow, great strategy there, guys. Sure. Alright. Geniuses over there at pit strategy down there. Clearly they know what they're doing. Said no one. As we're looking back now at the 17 of Manny Geinhardt Jr. And now here we got the field relatively well behaved so far. There goes Arneson on the inside. Marco's a lap down in the 11. That's a great way to win a championship when your teammate just wrecked out and he's the points leader. You know, go a lap down. Try to get that lap back, though. Oh, David Bloom's blocking the other line, so he might be fine. 17 of Geinhardt Jr. trying to hang on there. Here comes Quinton Voss. There's that 98 truck of Wayne Shepherd, I think, just went right on by along with several others. So clearly I'm not paying attention, and Terry Stein has moved up into the lead of the race in truck number 9. The 40 of Quinton Voss has moved by into second. New Shepherd was up there. Here is the 25 truck of Steve White, trying to do something with Quinton Voss, trying to get around the 40, as this race has actually become interesting. First half of this race, let's let that be. Here is the 9 truck of Stein, trying to reel in the 5 to put him a lap down and get another buffer between him and Quinton Voss, most importantly. This 9 truck really hasn't done much of anything all year. It's good to see that they finally learned how to race. The last points race of the season. Oh, someone's playing in the wall. Someone likes eating concrete. Sasha Hawk and a blue... Oh, Marco, what are you doing? What are you doing? Jackie Gardner still his fastest lap of the race. Terry Stein not far off with 14:06. That's a very, very quick lap here around Hickory. As we're looking at Marco now sliding all over the place. Here is the 40 of Quinton Voss. The 11 truck is sliding all over the place like someone on ice. 25 truck is getting help from his teammate. There's Julius Svendre. Must have been that blue truck playing in the wall earlier. 40 truck of Voss trying to reel in the 9, but he's got a lot of... Oh, wait. That lap traffic is actually going to help him out, because it looks like Stein is all out of shape in this 9 truck. And here comes Quinton Voss on the inside. Here he goes. Grand Mason playing in the wall. And Quinton Voss goes right on by. No, not quite. Terry Stein almost Has a bit of a run in there with Clement Grand Mason into the wall. Here comes Steve White, who wants second. He's getting freight trained here. And White has him at the line. Not too many laps to go, as you can see in the top right corner. Steve White trying to gain on Quinton Voss. Whoa, Voss slides around. That must have burned off a lot of the... Oh, bro, whoa, Voss way up on the outside into the marble. Steve White into the wall! White is a problem. Slides that thing, tries to catch it, finds himself all the way up in the wall. I'm surprised. I thought he must have blown a tire or something, but if that was the case, he would have just gone straight up into the wall. White saved that thing, and Petrovic is now leading. Oh, boy. The German ownership of that team must be pretty happy with that, but Steve White, big slide, and he is going backwards in a hurry. Petrovic is, well, he had a good start to the race up until he hit the wall, disappeared to the field, and here he is again in this 54 truck. Quinton Voss continues to be freight trained there. There's Foley. Some people wanted Virchie Foley to be banned from this race, but yeah, good luck with that, as he's on the track right now. Here is Ryan Zimmer, who's really took him a while to show his true form, but here he is in the 31, running towards the front of the field. Running in third, could get a podium. Could remind the world he exists with a good run today, as he's trying to run down the 22 of Delvecchio, who finished second in the season opener, and that probably one of the least watchable races. All joking aside, that actually was a pretty good finish. Delvecchio had nearly won that race from Julius Svangerai. Here is the 54 of Petrovic, who I think if he wins this race will more than double his season points total, I believe. Missed the first race of the season. Not like that would have mattered too much, I don't think, because there are more problems in the first race than I think that's worth talking about here. As we're looking at Rick DeGlide Jr. in the 7, who's worked his way up into 7th place, as you can see on the right. That's one of the +1 entries. Wayne Shepherd in the 98 is in 10th. So Zimmer gone way backwards in that 31 truck. So whatever good run Zimmer was having, clearly that's working. As Zimmer going backwards in a hurry. And on the inside there is Geinhardt Jr. saying he wants that, please. He's going to have a little bit of a hard time getting it, but he does. Here is, we got a battle for second right here between Delvecchio and Stein. Delvecchio was pretty good in the first race, but as I said, this truck's easy to spot. We just spotted him in the wall or out of the race. He also visited some aliens during our Canadian tour earlier in the year. He and Soap Stever got in touch with those aliens. Thankfully, they came back to us, obviously, as we're looking at the Henry Ford that's gone a lap down with JP Kinkanpa behind the wheel. Jukka-Pekka Kinkanpa. David Bloom going about, surprisingly, he's not 10 laps down. I think he's much fewer than that. As the laps quickly winding down as we get to our David Bloom update. As we got a pass for second. Terry Stein up to second, and that's going to put Delvecchio back to third. Sasha Hawk's a lap down, never mind. Okay. Anyways, Yaropolk Petrovic in the 54 truck, pretty much unheaded, comes home, and he's going to take his first win of the season in the very last points race at a time when I don't think too many people are going to be paying attention to the race winner. In all seriousness, good job by Petrovic. Stein and Delvecchio round out the podium. Foley, Voss, Brown, DeGlide Jr., Raya, Geinhardt Jr., and Zimmer round out the points finishers. Zimmer 10 seconds behind, that means nearly lapped. As we're there doing 14-second laps, as you see Steve White finished the last truck on the lead lap. Shepherd a lap down, Sessler a lap down, Kinkanpa, Svangerai Hawk, Dmitry Vidkin, where was he all day? Anyways, as you see, David Bloom, he actually parked that truck with a couple laps left to go in the 40, just a handful of laps to go. But, as you might have noticed, none of Jackie Gardner's points rivals really scored any serious points, and he walks away as the first Reject Trucks Super Series champion. Truck number 4 of his teammate in tow, second in the championship. Well, with that being said, there is still another non-points race left in the series, the Spa Super Prix. Hopefully by then we have not been abducted by aliens.